morning, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you it's not hereditary. So, dear friends, Rector of the University, Professor Barak Medina, Mr. Clive Kabachnik, American Friends of the Hebrew University Board President, Dean of the Hebrew University Law Faculty, Professor Daphna Levinson Zamir, Director of the Center for the Study of Multiculturalism and Diversity, and organizer of the conference, thank you, Professor Neta Barak-Koren, and chairman of the Herzog Fox Neiman, or as we call it, Herzog Law Firm, my good friend Meir Linzen, and participants from all over the world. Distinguished scholars from Israel and from around the world, ladies and gentlemen, it is a sincere privilege for me to open the inaugural President Chaim Herzog Conference here at the Law Faculty of the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. I want to thank the Hebrew University, and especially its Faculty of Law, the Center for the Study of Multiculturalism and Diversity, the first center of its kind in Israel, for hosting this significant and timely event. The Hebrew University Faculty of Law has long been at the forefront of Israeli society. In virtually every discipline, including the shaping of Israel's legal institutions, culture, and character, it has educated so many of our leading jurists, legal experts, civil servants, and political leaders. This conference, being held this year for the first time, highlights the Hebrew University's central role in addressing our society's most burning challenges. I would like to acknowledge the firm Herzog, known as Herzog Fox Neiman. The firm, founded by my late father, Chaim Herzog, the sixth president, together with Michael Fox, who emigrated from Britain, was then already a very active and well-known lawyer, and Professor Yaakov Ne'eman, former Minister of Justice and Finance, is also the firm in which I held my own legal career and is a key partner in this event. I thank Herzog Fox Neiman Chairman Meir Linzen and the partners who are here, David Zeiler and Moria Tam Shoshanim. Finally, Michal, my wife, and I would like to thank one particular faculty alumnus, our son Noam, currently a member of the Ministry of Justice, who was our family's representative and also graduated this faculty with honors. And we thank him greatly. And I want to mention that my late uncle, my father's brother, was also a graduate of this faculty, and I think he did his PhD here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so proud that this conference is dedicated to the issue of the role of law in diverse societies. Whilst my father was well known as a statesman and military analyst and defender of Israel on the battlefield and in the international arena, he saw the challenge of Israel's societal division and conflict as perhaps the greatest threat facing our state. In 1991, my father told a European newspaper, and I quote, "While our experiences has taught us formidable resilience against enmity from without, we are still precariously vulnerable to divisiveness from within." He felt it was the role of the state and all its branches to ensure that the unifying forces of social cohesion overcome the hostile forces of political division. Indeed, for him, law was directly linked to multiculturalism and diversity and dialogue from the very start of his legal career. He depicts an interesting anecdote in his biography. As he started his legal studies at the law school established by then the British Mandate in Jerusalem. As he wrote in his autobiography, and I quote, "That British institution was one of the only places where Jew and Arab could intermingle with each other in a calm atmosphere where they could learn from each other and teach each other." And he noted humorously that from the student's point of view, there was another advantage to studying at that school, with students and teachers who were Muslim, Jewish, and Christian. So they had a break from class on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. My late father fought with the British Army in liberating Europe from the Nazi regime, studied at Cambridge University, and following an extensive service in the Israeli military and other fields, he founded the law firm of Herzog Fox Ne'eman exactly 50 years ago with his partners. Later on, he represented Israel in the United Nations, served as a member of the Knesset, and began in 1983 his decade-long tenure as the sixth president of Israel. Dear friends, I've had the good fortune of being exposed throughout my life to a very diverse set of experiences, worldviews, and values. I firmly believe in the unique value of diversity, in the richness it offers and the perspective it provides. And just as diversity is one's personal life journey, and just as it has the power to make a person more understanding, creative, and whole, so too diversity is a nation's journey and has the power to make it more vibrant as a nation, more tolerant and more complete, as well as more original, proactive, and groundbreaking. These are all blessings. That said, diverse societies naturally also present many challenges. Transforming diversity into a positive force is a very difficult challenge. In a society that has diversity, such as Israeli society, the looming threat is that differences between individuals and groups will become a source of innate conflict, suspicion, zero-sum competition, and we've seen it in so many nations around the world. In such a society, the law is not and must not be a passive actor. The law must take a proactive stand in strengthening the common democratic framework whilst making every attempt to protect the human dignity and defend the civil liberties of all groups, streams, genders, religions, and individuals. The legal system and the norms, behaviors, and mechanisms it creates must provide a moral compass based on mutual respect, protection of human rights, free speech, which does not cross the line into incitement, and shared responsibility for the stability, well-being, and flourishing of the citizens of that state. The secret to Israel's survival and success has always been our underlying solidarity and resilience on the one hand, and our commitment to our shared democratic system and values on the other. This was laid down by the very strong and impactful legal system, especially our Supreme Court. It is therefore critical that we preserve these two twin pillars and ensure that our diversity continues to be a source of strength, innovation, and growth. And this is my utmost belief as the President of Israel, and this is what I'm trying to relay in my tenure as the President of Israel. And in conclusion, I want to thank Professor Barak Medina, Rector of the Hebrew University and himself a great expert on Israeli constitutional law, Professor Daphna Levinson-Zamir, the Dean of the Faculty of Law, and special thanks again to Professor Neta Barak-Koren, who was chosen by the conference committee to organize this gathering and managed to bring together experts, distinguished experts from all over the world. I thank the superb group of academics, as well as young scholars who've joined us and will join this seminar all throughout the day. I wish you all a successful and productive conference and look forward to seeing its results. Toda rabba and thank you all.